Hello, welcome to the Manifesting Millions podcast. I am your host, Rashida McFerren, and today we're going to be talking about the law of attraction. I want to read an excerpt from the book Ask, and it is given by Abraham Hicks. This book came out in 2010, which is when I got it. We're going to be reading this excerpt from the law of attraction. You have this manager, but you continue to hold on to the responsibility in your own heart. In other words, you say, oh, yeah, the law of attraction is out there, but I've got to do all the work. And we say, well, then what good is the law of attraction? That would be like having a manager you're paying 500K to a year who just asks you, is there anything you want from me? And you reply, no, no, no. I'm happy just to pay you to have that title. Meanwhile, you're out here scrambling around doing all of the work and doing all of the things. You're working yourself into oblivion and you're exhausted all the time while your manager is basking on the beach somewhere, chilling with a Mai Tai. You would not do that, would you? You would put your manager to work. You would delegate to him or her, making requests with the expectation of receiving a result. And that is what you must do when you're dealing with the law of attraction. You must make your request with the attitude of expecting results. And when you delegate in that way, you are doing two things that are required in deliberate creation. Number one, you are identifying your object of desire. And then number two, you are allowing the universal laws to yield it to you. So setting goals is like delegating it to the universal manager. And achieving the vibration of allowing is like standing back and trusting that manager that you're paying for K to set things into place and trusting that when something is required of you, your manager will bring it to your attention. In other words, when another decision is needed from you, you will be aware of it. You are not delegating your life, you are creating your life. You are becoming the visionary in the creation mode rather than actionary. I love that. So, we're going to pause there and we're going to talk about the law of attraction. Whether you know it or not, you use the law of attraction every day in your daily life, whether you are conscious or unconscious of it. Google says the law of attraction is a new thought, spiritual belief that positive thoughts and actions lead to positive experiences. And while negative thoughts and actions lead to negative experiences, the belief is based on the idea that people and their thoughts are made of pure energy, and like that energy attracts more energy, which allows people to improve their life. When I'm thinking about the law of attraction, I am thinking about how do I want to create? I'm thinking about what do I want to create? Those are actually the two things that I think about. If I think, yeah, how do I want to create? What do I want to create? And I guess sometimes how long does it take to create it is kind of a part of the process, but I've gotten to a place in regards to the time frame on creating stuff that I'm starting to release and let go of that because I'm not really in control of how it comes into my life. The law of attraction is one of the 12 universal laws of nature. And if you've read Rhonda Byrne's The Secret, which came out in 2007, I think, that is kind of a tip of the iceberg. I always think that you need to pair law of attraction with the law of belief and the law of action so that you can get some results. And so this is one of the things that's always kind of confused me because if we constantly talk about the traditional way of doing and creating, you have an intent, a desire, a dream, or a goal. You put action plans into place in order to get to that goal. And then you get to work on the steps that it takes to manifest that. But then there is the other spiritual side of it that once you've done all the work that you can do, you have to release and let go and let the universal laws of nature finish the creation process for you. And then whatever it is that you're manifesting shows up in your life in the form, maybe not the exact form of what you were intending to create, but it's almost dang near perfect to what you wanted. And sometimes it's the exact form plus more. Or if you ain't doing it right, that's why it turned out that way. So if I'm thinking about creation, it's like I have a desire, a dream, and or a goal. I have an intention that's placed with that desire. Then I have action backing the intention and desire. And then I get to a result. And when I get to the result, because I've done my part as far as what's required of me, then I let go and let the universe do its thing. I feel like I'm missing some steps in there, but when I'm trying to put it into words, like that is how I feel like I create. Oh, I'm reading this from my old blog that I had back in like 2009, 2010. I'm an OG blogger in this thing, y'all. When I had time, okay? I can see where I'm saying and thinking to myself, I don't just give it over to the universe and let it do its job. I have to have my hand on it to a certain degree. And so let's go back to the part where they're talking about you have this manager, but you continue to hold the responsibility. I have to sit and resonate on that for a second because they feel like it's pulling up some stuff for me. And especially being in the CEO role, I'm good at being a CEO, but I don't prefer operating in the constant role of being a CEO. I am very much still an individual contributor, meaning I like to be responsible for my work and what I'm contributing to the greater good and have that move the whole forward as just playing my part. That's unsettling me for some reason because what it's basically saying to me is that I'm not releasing control, even in reference to running the biz. What I've truly had to do over this last year has been mastery of the power of letting go. And that has been so hard for me. But on the same token of me learning the power of letting go and calling in support and getting more help, it has also been the most freeing thing for me because I literally used to stand out on a ledge and wait till the ninth to 10th hour until raising my hand to ask for help, which made absolutely no sense because it stressed me out eventually. Why sit there and suffer in silence when you can just raise your hand and ask for help? That makes no sense to me now. Like, I really sit up here and like think about my career over the last 18 years. And I got better at it over the past maybe 4 to 5 years. Like I said, I got better at it over the last 4 to 5 years because I didn't want to take on a responsibility for someone else's work that didn't get done and have that be a bad reflection on me. That is really bringing up some stuff for me. I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board to see, am I really preaching the true process of the law of attraction? Am I embodying that? And if I'm not embodying that, how do I, from this moment in time, figure out how to embody what they're saying in this book? Because that is really ruffling my feathers, y'all. When you're building from the ground up, like that first year is really crucial because you're giving it its foundation, the systems, the processes, and the policies and things like that that go into place. And so you're going to have your hand in it in every direction to make sure it gets done. Now, once you have gotten outside of the 1 year mark and you feel like your business has legs, you can stand up now, right? Like a baby that can stand up by their first year, your legs have gotten stronger. Now that you have legs, okay, so I can release certain things, certain aspects of the business to the people who are owning that process that I am employing or partnering with in order and trust them that they are able to do their role because I hired them to do so. And that has been, I mean, it's a process. It's a learning process for me. And especially when something has gone wrong and the time frame. So say I have a project that's due. I had this one copywriter that was working on a project for me. The turnaround time was supposed to be 48 hours. And he sent me the first piece. I had to make recommendations for corrections and he went back and did it. And then he sent me the second piece of the project and it was completely wrong. And I'm like, this is not what I asked for, nor what I'm paying for. This is what I need. And I doubled back to make sure that I was very clear in telling him this is what I need so that he can get it back to me within the next 24 to 48 hours. And what happened is the deadline passed and I had to go searching for him like, where is my deliverable? And I did it in a very nice, functional, professional way because I understood that, okay, number one, he's Gen Z talent. And so you want to be mindful that when you're managing the next generation, that you have to correct them with a sense of delicacy so that they can continue to build their confidence. And if they do something wrong, that they can get back in the game and continue to go forward to improve themselves. Once I did that, he got the product back to me and it was accurate. And I never like to go chasing for my project deliverables. When I hire you for something and I put a deadline on it, I expect the deadline, the deliverable, to be there by the deadline. Anyway, so that was the law of attraction. I'm going to have to sit with some stuff because that brought up some stuff in my leadership journey for myself that I figure that I need to dissect and process. And maybe, just maybe, that the concept of how I'm doing my law of attraction needs to be updated. It's been, so that was what, 2011 when I wrote this blog post. So that's been what, 13 years? And so maybe we are getting to the point where we are redefining the law of attraction. And with that being said, if the law of attraction is being redefined in my life, that means the way I'm manifesting is going to be upgraded as well. So I'm here for it. I'm here to learn. I'm here to learn, upgrade, and up level myself just as anybody else would be open to growing and learning. Anyway, that's all for this episode. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye for now.